Welcome. This is the Respite Services Summer Program Orientation. Orientation agenda. We will go through the program overview. This will include program details, classroom binders, placements and groupings, programming and daily schedules, program equipment and supplies, employee package and staff information, family supports and services, restrictive procedures and positive practices, emergency response, and nursing will have an orientation to follow. We will also review possibly a lifting and transferring video, a communications strategies video, and we may also require you to complete a questionnaire following this orientation. Additional orientation, emergency evacuation review and tour, nursing orientation, room specific, room setup. Summer supply tables are located across from the Resource and Nursing Office. Summer program does not use school classroom supplies unless we have permission to use. If you're unsure, please ask. Gather classroom materials, label boxes or hooks, post in and out tracking forms. These need to be completed upon arrival and departure. Daily. Set up classrooms, review classroom binders and child profiles, and get to know your team. Housekeeping items. If this is in person, we will be taking a few breaks over the course of the day. Please feel free to ask questions or note thoughts in the chat feature. Conversations and sharing will be encouraged if you wish to speak to the presenters during or after the sessions. Respite Services. Summer Program. Program serves a total of 30 to 50 children. Each room will have 3 to 4 staff, 1 team lead, and 2 to 3 support workers. Program Support Team. Rayleigh, Program Coordinator Lead. Family Supports. Taylin, Program Coordinator, Behavior Supports. Taylor, Nurse. Catherine, Transportation and Front Desk Reception. Staff are on site from 9 until 3, Monday to Friday throughout the program. Children on site from 9:30 to 2:30. Activity schedules, client information, and profiles will be provided in classroom binders. We will have 5 to 6 classrooms. We will have 1 or 2 classrooms as pull-out rooms. These rooms will be used for bouncy castle, smartboard, photo booth, and possibly any special visitors. Classroom binders will contain important information and forms such as classroom groupings list, bus lists, daily schedules and program schedules, child profile and information such as IPPs, student summaries, and other important information such as allergy lists, incident reports and contact notes, emergency evacuation information, and a WMIS booklet. Room groupings and team members. Team and groupings lists will be announced following this orientation. Programming and daily schedules. Classroom programming. Classroom program schedules have a daily outline with a craft, sensory activity, another activity, and a daily theme. Daily crafts and activities will be provided at the supply table. We'll also have a wide range of art supplies there. We will also have a daily schedule provided for all the classrooms in the classroom binders. Setting up activity time. Consider having 2 to 4 simple centers set up during playtime. For example, Center 1 can be an art table, Center 2 could be a sensory table, Center 3 could be a building center at the table or on the floor, such as building blocks, connect toys, etc. Center 4 should be a calm, quiet corner. This could include cushions, swing, a quiet table, etc. You don't want to have too many items in the classroom, this could cause dysregulation, which could lead to behaviors. Program equipment and supplies. Program equipment and materials. Respite Services provides all supplies and toys for the program. Be respectful with the toys and supplies. Also encourage your students to be respectful with these items. There will be a sign-out sheet for some items such as therapy equipment and some other items possibly. Have students that can clean up do so before moving on to the next activity or toys. This teaches them respect of property, responsibility, and routine. Share and swap items with other groups. Please don't hoard items in the classroom as it's unfair to other groups. Organize and clean the toys into the correct labeled bin before returning to the table. This is really important because the next group can grab more conveniently when they're planning for their day. Report broken or misplaced items to the program coordinator. Employee package and staff information. Employee packages. The following forms are required prior to payroll being issued. Employee medical emergency information, employee contract statement of confidentiality, direct deposit form, banking information, tax forms, timesheets. Timesheets will be due on the last day. Issue is expected to be paid by July 20th or sooner. Staff lunches and breaks. Personal appointments should be made outside of work hours. If you have an appointment that must be made during these hours, you need to give notice. Staff lunch breaks are for half an hour. Lunchroom space is in the activity room or youth kitchen. Short wellness breaks are encouraged. However, your classroom team should know where you are at all times throughout programming time. Cell phones. Cell phones are a high distraction which causes safety concerns while supervising children. Staff should leave their phones with their personal belongings throughout the day. Staff should not be making phone calls, texting, or scrolling social media during programming time. Staff who need to make a call should let their team know and step away from the classroom. Staff who may need to use a phone as a clock or a timer may request a handheld timer whenever possible. Staff absences. Due to the length of the program, all absences will be unpaid. Known absences. Fill out a request form available in reception. Submit to the lead program coordinator. Discuss with classroom team. When approved, notice of relief will be forwarded to the classroom. Reporting an absence. Call or text Rayleigh the night before or no later than 7 a.m. 780-920-5342. Leave a clear message stating your name, the phone number you can be reached at. Please note, email is not reliable and I may not see the message until late in the morning. This is not helpful when needing to schedule relief. Family supports and services. Any related concerns must be reported to program coordinator lead. Food bank supplies are for emergency use only. AYC Food Bank is located in the youth kitchen in a locked cabinet. Please ask Rayleigh for access. Use of the food bank must be recorded. Please fill in the bank tracking form each time you use the food bank. Parents and caregivers must be informed when the student is accessing food bank. Confidentiality. Do not talk with parents about other children other than their own. Do not discuss families or children by name outside of the center or share personal information about students' families. Only discuss children with relevant staff. Discuss concerns about the child in an area where they cannot hear you. If possible, wait until after programming time. Your contract with ELVS Society and discussions with your supervisor are also confidential and considered under the confidentiality statement. Photos should not be taken of the children unless authorized to do so. Not all of the students have photo consent. Staff should not be active on social media, FaceTime, sharing photos or videos while in the classroom. This is absolutely unacceptable and staff will be written up. Abuse prevention and response. It is your responsibility as a staff to report suspected child abuse and or neglect. If you suspect a student in your classroom is at risk, speak to a member of the social work team or coordinator to debrief. If the child is deemed to be potentially at risk, a family support worker or coordinator will assist you with contacting Children's Services. The social work team or coordinator will do any follow-up with Children's Services and the family regarding this issue. Abuse reporting. If you suspect that a child is being abused, see questionable markings, or the child discloses abuse, what should you do? Do not ask questions. This action could jeopardize abuse investigations. Speak to program coordinators, social workers, or executive director. Complete an incident report or contact note, or both. Log any further comments on the incident report or a new document. Contact notes. See a picture of example. Make sure to record student's first and last name, date of birth, the day's date. Do not include names of other individuals. Keep your information factual, avoid judgment and assumption. Write in the third person. Complete as soon as possible within 24 hours. Direct quotes only if 100% accurate. Print full name and signature. Bruise and scratch report. You're going to want to note the program, which is respite, building, which is EAYC, individual name is the student's name, staff surname, which is your last name, date of bruise or scratch reported, time noticed, AM or PM, please circle. Then describe the bruise or scratch, location, size, color, explanation and communication book, yes or no. Describe action taken, reported to nursing or supervisor, then bruise and scratch report. Signatures at the bottom would include team lead, signature, print name, and date. Also nurse, family support worker if on site, program manager, which would be the program coordinator lead, executive director, reported by you, witness. Please assign a witness within your classroom team to also sign and date. On the back, you're going to want to circle where the bruise was located. Incident report. These are documented if a behavior or an incident or an injury occur in the classroom. Please provide the program, which is respite, the building, which is AIYC, who was involved, the location, date and time, and a brief description of an action taken. Recommendations and follow-up comments will be provided if required. Teacher room lead needs to sign, the nurse, family support worker, program coordinator lead, the director, who it was reported by, and a witness. Please circle the diagram if there is an injury. Employee injury. If you experience an injury at work, what are you required to do? Injuries must be reported within 24 hours. Immediately report to nursing, program coordinators, or human resources director. Generate an incident report and file the WCB report. WCB reports should be completed prior to leaving the building. There is a requirement to report within 72 hours or there may be fines upon the organization. Positive practices and restrictive procedures. What does the child want or need? Recognize all behaviors are communication. Be patient. Students need time adjusting to the program and the environment. Ensure that all basic needs are being met throughout the day. Are they hungry? Are they thirsty? Provide water. Keep water accessible throughout the day. Does their friend have something that they want? Are they missing something that they may normally have at school? Check in, ask, read their profile. Provide consistency and set realistic expectations. Consistency and communication are key. Be consistent and follow through to build and establish trust. Say what you will do and do what you will say. Provide consistency by remaining on the same page with your team regarding classroom expectations. Communicate with your team to agree and set realistic expectations that fit your students' profile to set them up for success. Role model and be specific. If you do not want your children to crawl on a table, do not sit on the table. Suggest feet on the floor. Be specific about what you would like the child to do and reinforce incompatible behavior. Great job for sitting on the floor. Keep transitions predictable and clear. Give 5, 2, and 1-minute warnings that an activity is going to end. Use environmental cues such as cleanup songs and use key helpers. Role model and encourage cleanup time before moving on to the next activity. Use strategies such as tape on the floor or mark spots for children to know where to sit and stand. Use a transition rope or a wagon as a tool for smoother transitions. Supervision is key. Don't assume that children understand consequence. Safety should always be first. Absolutely no sharp objects at any time. Doors locked. Gates closed. Position yourself to view all children efficiently at all times. Complete head counts frequently, especially during outdoor time, gym time, and outside the classroom. Set up activities with best groupings. If there is a conflict with another student, please move the student to another center. Positive behavior practices. Use the least restrictive procedures whenever possible. Strategies to extinguish inappropriate behaviors may include redirection, ignoring, and offering choices. Catch them being good. Reinforce the positive behaviors. Respect the rights and dignity of students unless it affects the safety of others. All restrictive procedures must be documented on incident reports. Parents and caregivers must be notified. Restrictive procedures. What are some examples? Cuddling, lifting, carrying children, sarcasm, shouting, mental abuse, withholding food, drink, washroom breaks, or other basic needs, timeouts that are not approved within a behavior program, physical punishment, physically restraining the children, purposely withholding favored items. Restrictive procedures to discuss with coordinator. Hand over hand or physical support to guide a child, sitting behind a child at circle time or at the table, using tables to block children from moving out in an area, using a barrier for a quiet space, placing your hand on a child's hand to stop a movement. Emergency response. We will review lockdown, tornado, and fire drills. Emergency response. Lockdown. Lockdowns occur when there is a threat present requiring staff and children to shelter in a safe place to avoid the threat. You will hear an announcement. Lockdown, lockdown, lockdown. Go to the nearest room, preferably with a door and a lock where you can hide or not be seen. Close and lock the door. Remain as quiet and still as possible. Do not open doors for anyone until you hear the all clear notice. You will return to normal activities when you hear elves, 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 all clear, all clear, all clear. Emergency response. Tornado. If there is a tornado warning, children and staff will be kept on site to avoid injury from inclement weather. You will hear a siren and a tornado announcement at front desk or seek shelter tornado announcement. Transition to a space with no windows, such as bathrooms, snoozlin room, or hallways near reception. Cover heads in the event of flying glass. Allow others into your space if they are seeking for shelter. You will return to normal activities when you hear the announcement, all clear, all clear, all clear. Emergency response, fire. An alarm indicates that you must leave the building. You will hear fire alarm or announcement indicating fire. You will leave the building with the children and gather at the South Playground muster point. Program coordinator and designates will ensure that all staff and children are present. You will return to normal activities when the fire department indicates that it is safe to go back into the building. Thank you for participating in today's orientation. Please let us know or follow up if you have any questions.